Hello, everyone. Welcome back to 3 News Now. I'm Stephanie Haney. Today is Thursday, March 25th. Thanks for choosing to be here to get filled in on the top stories from WKYC.com and our WKYC app. And with today being Thursday, March 25th, today is Cleveland's first ever Michael Stanley Day in honor of the rock star, Michael Stanley, of course, of the Michael Stanley Band, who passed away less than 3 weeks ago. It would have been his 73rd birthday today. So he's being honored today with a day to commemorate him from here on out in Cleveland. And the Rock Hall honored him today. They had a special gathering at 10:15 outside with his family, with his former bandmates, and some special guests with a tribute to him. And at 10:35 a.m., radio stations throughout Northeast Ohio, including 98.5 WNCX, where he served as a host for quite some time, they all played his hit My Town simultaneously. Now, if you're wondering what the 10:35 significance is, that's one of the opening lines from his hit In the Heartland. So today we honor Michael Stanley. And some wild news out of Spirit Airlines. There was a flight that was going from Cleveland to Los Angeles. It had to be diverted to Denver because a passenger on the plane, according to what Spirit Airlines tells 3 News, tried to open an exit door inside the plane. Now, here's something that's important to know. It's not possible to open an exit door when you are in flight because of the air pressure in the cabin. It pins the door against the frame, and that's force stronger than any person could ever overcome. That's according to Spirit Airlines, so just keep that in mind. But the plane did land in Denver, and law enforcement took that person into custody, but there is some pretty wild video of what happened on the plane. You see flight attendants and people who are on the plane sort of working together to get this person under control. If you want to check that out, that's on WKYC.com and our WKYC app. Pretty wild. Now, we have an update yesterday. The Ohio legislature did override Governor Mike DeWine's veto of the bill, now law, that will limit health orders. So the Republican-controlled House and the Republican-controlled Senate rejected his veto, and so now there is legislation here in the state of Ohio that restricts the state's ability to have local health departments enter orders. What this will do is it will allow the members of the Ohio House and the Ohio Senate to rescind public health orders that are issued by the governor or the state health department as soon as they take effect. And if that happens, the governor and the Ohio Health Department can't reissue an order along the same lines for 60 days, for at least 60 days. And also, emergency orders are now limited to a period of 90 days, but allows the members of the Senate and the House to extend them in 60-day increments indefinitely. Now, more than 30 states have similar laws to this, but they are getting a lot of criticism here in Ohio. House Minority Leader Amelia Sykes, who is out of the Akron area, she's a Democrat out of Akron, called this reckless, dangerous, and ill-conceived. Here's what she said. "We understand people are frustrated and fatigued with the ongoing pandemic. We are too. However, the answer to getting our economy back on track, kids back in school, and our social lives vibrant relies on our ability to respond quickly to variants and outbreaks." That is something that will be impacted by this overriding of the veto. And multiple public health departments had concerns over this legislation as well. They sent letters to the governor on Tuesday saying that the bill would slow down, block local officials from ordering businesses to close or requiring people to quarantine or isolate without a medical diagnosis. So from here, we will have to see how this plays out. And in his press conference today, Governor DeWine said Ohio will have 571,000 more doses of the COVID-19 vaccine available next week, which is also when new mass vaccination sites are expected to open. The state is expecting to open 11 new mass vaccine sites and will have 4 mobile sites ready. That's supposed to be next week. Now, if those vaccines arrive on time is the key here. Now, remember, the Summit County Fairgrounds mass vaccine site has already delayed its planned opening. That was supposed to be planned for Monday, March 29th, but now pushed into early March. Once that's open, though, the Summit County Fairgrounds will have 5,000 doses of a COVID-19 vaccine available per week. That's the expectation. Now, in Northeast Ohio, where the former Dillard's was at Southern Park Mall in Mahoning County, will also be a mass vaccine site. They'll have about 2,500 doses per week available. And appointments for these new sites will be accepted beginning on Saturday, March 27th, and you can register for those by going to gettheshot.com .coronavirus.ohio.gov. Remember, you put in your zip code, and then from there you go to those provider sites. Now let's take a look at the latest COVID-19 numbers. The global and the national numbers come from Johns Hopkins University. Globally, the total number of reported cases is now at 125,167,534, and the total number of deaths globally is at 2,747,525. The percentage of cases has gone down just a bit here in the U.S. We've got 24% of the cases. That's down 0.1 percentage point. Staying steady, though, at 19.9% of the global deaths here in the U.S. Now, that's despite having only 4% of the global population. And in the U.S. has now surpassed 30 million reported COVID cases. That number, 30,034,476. And the total number of deaths now at 545,726. We don't have updated numbers yet from the Ohio Department of Health, but when we do, you can find those on WKYC.com and in our WKYC app. Now, taking a look at the draft, the NFL draft, which we know is coming here to Cleveland, there will also be some other things taking place. There'll be lots of other things taking place that weekend, that last weekend of April going into May 1st. And we now know that the Greater Cleveland Sports Commission and the Cleveland Browns will come together to hold the Cleveland Power of Sport Summit. This is going to take place at Progressive Field in conjunction with the NFL draft. It will also be online, and it's a free public event, so it's expected to celebrate themes of diversity, equity, and inclusion that demonstrate the power of sports to be a catalyst for positive change. That's from the organization. Now, the goal is for the people who attend this to explore new ideas, embrace differences, and enact positive change in the communities that they represent. Now, as part of the summit, local and national organizations will take a look at the topics related to adaptive sports, gender equity, LGBTQIA+ athletes, mental health, and racial equality. Big news for the Cleveland Cavaliers. You know, sports betting is not yet legal in Ohio, but it is a-comin'. So the Cavaliers are now partnering with the sports betting company Betway. They are getting ahead of the game, so to speak. They plan an integrated marketing campaign as well as a new game where fans can compete against each other for prizes. Now, you do not have to pay anything to play this game, so it's not gambling. Right now, it's a free-to-play game, and it'll be called Betway Big Pick. Here's what we do know from the Cleveland Cavaliers. Shelly Kayette, who is the Senior Vice President of Global Partnerships for the Cavs, said sports gaming is an exciting and rapidly growing industry, and we are excited to bring Betway Big Pick to our fans. We're proud to partner with one of the preeminent platforms in this space, which is Betway. So, like I said, sports betting, not legal in Ohio yet, but yes, it is a-comin'. Earlier this month, Governor DeWine said that it was inevitable that the state would legalize sports betting. Here's what he said. He said, the members of the General Assembly are working that process. I will have the opportunity to see what they come up with. I will have the opportunity to weigh in at the appropriate time, but sports gaming is certainly coming to Ohio, and a lot of people will be very ready for that to happen. Okay, today at 3 p.m. is the NBA trade line, and per The Athletic, the Cleveland Cavaliers have traded center JaVale McGee to the Denver Nuggets. And according to ESPN, the Cavs will receive center Isaiah Hartenstein, as well as 2 future protected second-round picks in exchange for McGee. Now, McGee came here from the Los Angeles Lakers ahead of the 2020-21 NBA season. He's 33 years old. He's been in 33 games for the Cavs, 1 start. He's averaged 8 points, 5.2 rebounds, and 1.2 blocks per game. Now, how does he stack up against Hartenstein? Well, Hartenstein is 22 years old, 7 feet tall. He's been in 30 games, averaging 3.5 points and 2.8 rebounds and 9.1 minutes per game. He was selected by the Houston Rockets in the second round of the 2017 NBA draft, and he's got a $1.7 million player option on his contract for the next season, and he's slated to hit restricted free agency in 2022. So that will be the newest Cavalier. One more story to let you know before we go. If you're a big fan of Peeps and Pepsi, this might be interesting to you. Pepsi and Peeps have partnered, that is a mouthful, Pepsi and Peeps have partnered to create a Marshmallow soda. This is where you ask yourself, why? Just because you can doesn't mean you should, but they did. And You can't buy it, though. You can only win it. So maybe that's the saving grace, although I don't know how much of a prize this is. But it will come in a 3-pack of very cute, admittedly, little 7.5-ounce cans. And if you want to win it, you can use the hashtag #HangingWithMyPeeps on social media photos to try and win a package of these Peeps-flavored Pepsis. People who got a taste of the Peeps-flavored Pepsis did confirm that, yes, it does taste like marshmallows, with a flavor that's vaguely reminiscent of Lucky Charms. I like Lucky Charms. I just don't know that I want them in liquid carbonated form. I would love to know what you think about it. Let me know. I will see you next up on What's New with your trending stories in the Clicking in Cleveland segment. That's it for your 3 News Now update today for Thursday, March 25th. I'll see you back here tomorrow for more. Between now and then, everyone, stay safe and be well. I'm Stephanie Haney.